What's going on, guys? If you follow me on Instagram, which you should be, the link is in the description. I posted a series of videos about this Metallo figure. I had so much fun making this, and it all came from me finding this Warhammer body at Ross. If you don't know what Ross is, it's a discount store. They get like overstock, and when stores sell off everything, Ross gets it and sells it for a little bit cheaper, a lot cheaper sometimes. In this case, I want to say this figure was like $9, the base figure. I wanted to make a Metallo. I had always wanted to make a Metallo. I always thought about making Metallo. Just never really had the parts come together until I got this Warhammer figure. Parts breakdown is the Warhammer 40K fig. I spliced in Lex Luthor, when the blue Lex Luthor Superman, I put that on there too. Blue Lex Luthor Superman with the Warhammer arm, I spliced it in. People were telling me the arms are too long, it looks weird. If you don't know about Metallo, which I'm assuming a lot of people don't, he could change his shape and size. Some versions of Metallo. I had a couple different versions. How I customize things is I pull from different versions of a character. So I don't just base the look of a custom on one version of the character unless I really like that character. I do like Metallo, but I liked his morphing ability. I like the fact that he could change and he could grow and he could actually have weapons as hands and stuff like that. That stuff is so fire to me. I wanted to make it look like Metallo was fighting Superman and Superman demolished him from the waist up. Not demolished him like that, but just destroyed his like skin and everything. He grew to bigger to fight Superman. Like he's supercharged, you could say. I even left the spine things here. I was going to make these spikes, but I changed my mind. I really like this, the way it looks. It looks like the spinal cord just grew and got bigger, so I like that. These are 1/6 scale hands. I have some KO 1/6 scale Hot Toys bodies I used. I just used these. I used nippers and just cut them and angled them and made them look crazy so they look like robot hands. And they pegged right onto the McFarlane peg system, so that worked out. That's a NECA T800 head too. I based this thing in gloss black. I dry brushed it with some silver. This is not a real crystal. Somebody offered a real crystal, but I felt like it would have been too dark. So what I did is I cut this up. This is plastic. It was purple. I painted it green. I went in and painted. I dremeled out all of these holes, by the way. I dremeled out all of these holes and I put some lime green like tester's paint in there just to make it glow. Same thing for the eyes. I didn't drill them out, but I painted them white and I painted them green just to give that Metallo like kryptonite glow, you know? Painted the flesh tone up here and just wanted to give them a complete look. I had so much fun making this. It was just a joy. It was so fun. People tell me the legs are too short, torso's too big. I don't care. I made this how I wanted to make it. I took the time and curated all the parts and made it how I wanted to, and it just came out so fire. Only thing I would change, honestly, is the neck height is really high. I would want to put, like, I would wish I could extend this neck and make it seem like pistons and pipes are coming out the neck. Given the fact that I wanted this Metallo to look like he grew out of his skin, that was actually a perfect little touch. I was on a base figure, so. The only thing I have left to do is the bucket and the hammer. I 3D printed a bucket and a hammer for him. Main inspiration for this guy was Public Enemies. Good DC movie. He does have full range of articulation as well. I didn't spare any expense. One thing about me and the way I make customs is I like to have functional customs. You'll have some people out here, and I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking anybody, but you'll have some people who make customs and they make them static, so to speak. So they'll have articulation, but they won't be posable. That's not how I like to do things. I like to customize to the point where I can still strike a pose with the figure. So this guy still has full articulation. I did dry brush in all the joints as well. He can still bend his arms. The arms do go out. It's kind of tough though because of the way this is covered up, so it's tough for me to get in there. But the arms go out. They swivel. They do go down. The wrist move and everything. The wrist move. Hands can be interchangeable. I just don't feel like cutting up another set of hands. Not because they're expensive. I just don't feel like doing it again. But he has full range in the waist. He'll spin around. He spins and everything at the upper and lower. Legs too. This is Valiverse legs. There's a technique I did on this though that I want you guys to check out. It's a pretty good technique where you put your sculpt in here and you put a piece of plastic over it and you stamp whatever part you want. It's like a mold, so to speak. So I made a mold for this to fit in the clay perfectly. So it worked out. But Valiverse legs got full articulation. Nothing's hindered, nothing changed. And that's just what I really wanted to do. I really wanted this guy to have full range of articulation, which he does. So that came in clutch. I'm glad I was able to retain Articulation. Made this guy as a villain to this Superman specifically. This Mezco Superman is one of my favorite Mezcos right now. So I feel like this Metallo pairs with him perfectly. I do have a video, size comparison video. I have all of those videos up on the channel. But let's just do a quickie hit with him next to Superman. So here they are foot to foot on my desk. The back of the feet are touching the desk. Metallo's huge and he looks sinister. He looks really sinister next to this Superman. So it just came out, it just next level. I can't even explain how good it turned out. Like, I was not expecting it. You know, sometimes you make a custom and you go into it and you're not expecting much. Just get results you don't expect. And sometimes also those can be some of the best customs. I genuinely was not expecting this figure to come out this good. I'm glad it did because it's great. It pairs well with any Superman. I have a few Superman figures I did in the size comparison. It pairs really well with those. So if you like this figure, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe if you're not. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I got some pretty good stuff on this channel. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.